buying and selling properties, navigating the market, investment strategies, and more. Unlock the secrets to our success in the real estate game. This is Owning Realty.
Hey guys, welcome back to Owning Realty. It's so good to have you back.
Hey y'all.
Thank you.
We're back.
I'm Lindsay West.
And I am Tamika Bullock Carter.
And I am Tristan Nicole Yankowski O'Donnell. I don't know why. I just wanted to give the whole
Give it
thing
all.
that time.
Give it all to them because
I love it.
the people need to know. Now, don't be looking her up.
Well, who are you?
Don't be
All the
looking her
names.
up. I hope you ain't got no bad record.
Ooh.
Okay, so welcome back, guys. Today's topic is going to be about trading up.
Or down.
Oh,
Yeah.
Or sideways.
or sideways.
There's several
laterally.
ways to do this.
Yes.
That's true. You know, there's several ways to trade.
That's right.
And when we say trade, we're talking about houses, right? And the house
Yes.
that you live in. So let's go ahead and get into today's topics, icebreakers.
Icebreakers. Okay, I'll start. So
Okay.
for me, my icebreaker is going to be spending time with friends and family. You know, we're going into the holidays and just kind of settling down.
Yeah.
You know, I spent time with my dearest friends for over 30 years this past Saturday, and it was just nice to like just see them, hang
your
out
hair
with them,
down.
just
Yeah.
love on them, just because we're all so busy. But we need to check on one another, like really
Absolutely.
check on one another. I know we say that because like you and I just went through something you with your best friend, one of my friends, like literally
Yep.
like days apart. So, you know, I was just kind of in my grace,
Yeah.
you know, just being grateful and just being in a
Yeah.
space of just love and just gratitude.
Yeah.
So, yeah, check on your people, guys.
I agree. I think my best friend lost her uncle in the last few weeks, and her uncle is very important to her. But what I took away from that whole experience was like at the funeral. I realized that funerals. I know that sounds like a little is it morbid? What's the word?
Yeah, morbid. So
Okay.
Part of life, though.
But I really loved learning about him through the funeral. Like I thought that was such a beautiful way to understand him and like all the nooks and crannies that everybody shared
Right.
about him. So and then just to add on to you, like it really just makes you appreciate your people. Like you have to really stop and like appreciate because it was unexpected to some degree, and so yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, we're in a season of slowing down. I mean, I just came back from a girl's little staycation,
Yeah.
and it was a great reset. Like just to be able to shower at whatever time I want, not have to
Right.
rush out and eat without having to make all the food for everyone.
Right.
Like just that it was an amazing reset that is
Yeah.
completely different from when kids spend the night out and
Correct.
and
It
just
is.
all the other things. So this season is about enjoying family and
Yeah.
friends
Yes.
and taking care of our mental selves and spending all the time we can with the people we love.
The most.
Yeah, I love y'all.
Yep.
You.
Love
We
you
still have
guys
to go to
too.
dinner because
Oh,
we have
yeah.
to take ourselves.
Oh, yeah,
take
we
care
have
of
to take
ourselves.
We
at
do need to
dinner.
set up dinner. Yeah.
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 Okay, so y'all, I got a little fun icebreaker. Okay, there's a little extra something. Okay. So I had a closing, right? And y'all know I'm afraid of bugs. Y'all know like deathly afraid of
Yes,
bugs.
I do.
Right? Okay, you do know, yeah.
heard you
You've
call Rick on the phone.
I'm calling everybody.
Yes, with you.
Okay. But I have to walk into these houses, you know what I'm saying? And why would the listing
Spiders.
agent, so he knew I was coming to the house, right? To do my walkthrough. Why on God's green earth did he put the key to the house, because he wanted to take his lockbox, inside of the outdoor shed and like hung it on the inside of the wall? So I go that morning, I get there a little early, and he's like, yeah, it's inside of the shed. Of course, a man would do that, you know, shade to the men.
Yes.
Shade. Because you didn't think about a woman going into the shed, right? So I go into the shed, open the door, and literally, y'all, it was like a scary movie. There were like 100 crickets.
Oh, on the walls.
Oh yeah,
Those things.
the big ones.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my
It's
God.
like a
I literally, like, I mean, tears filled up my eyes, and I turned around and I was like, I was like, ah,
And they look like
screaming.
spider. They're like spider crickets.
And they're like slow
Did they
crawling.
attack
Yes.
Oh, they sound like, you guys saw A Quiet Place? It looked like the
Yes.
mini versions of A
the
Quiet
Quiet
Place on the wall, just crawling up.
Yeah.
Right?
They were moving?
And they were moving.
And
as soon as I opened that door, it's like they was like, "Hey, girl!" Like, I had to slam the door and run back out, and I just prayed. I literally turned around and I said, "Jesus, God," I said, "Please, you have to show up right now because I'm not gonna get this key. You have to show up." So anyway, like I waited a few moments, and when I opened the door, literally they were all gone.
So you scared them away.
I rebuked them in the name of.
That's even
Yes.
worse that they were all gone.
But they run in packs.
There was a million of them.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so anyway.
No.
If you ever go on a showing with me and there's bugs, just know, I'm running, I'm ducking, okay? We're running, but I got the key and I got inside. But that's just, let's be thoughtful.
Right, but why would
Girls
you put the
don't
key
go
in the
into
shed?
sheds. That's not a girl. That's not for us. For me,
The shed belongs to the bugs.
it belongs to the bugs. Anyway, so
There's that.
okay, so some news that's happening in the area.
Yeah.
Okay. Some good stuff. DeKalb County is opening up a new pet facility, like a pet adoption facility, right? Where you can basically, it'll be more, I think it's going to be more like aesthetically pleasing on the eyes, where,
Yes.
you know how we go to
So not like cages and cages everywhere.
Like you go to,
Is it like a little doggy, like a pet city?
it's like a little pet, it's called Pet Neighborhood, right?
okay.
Look at you.
It's literally a pet neighborhood.
It's literally a little pet neighborhood.
That's exciting.
And instead of, how when you go and they look like they on sale block 9.
Right.
Yes.
And they be, they be looking like they, so that is going to be, don't laugh.
Because they really want you to get them
They
out
really,
of
what
there.
they
Save
say
me.
it helps.
Save
They
me,
say it
yes.
helps.
Let's
So
freeze
now they're going to make their surroundings more pretty.
That's
I like
nice.
that.
Okay.
I'm
And
excited
that'll be
about
great
that.
for them too.
That's, and
Yes.
They can
yeah.
have little like couches in the cottages and little TVs.
They give
and,
them a little life.
Yeah.
Moving on up. Yeah.
A pet owner, like
So,
you need that.
I think that's cool for
yes.
DeKalb. It'll be off of Chamberlain, Dunwoody somewhere. Anyway, look at it. And shout out to ATL Scoop for telling me about that. But anyway, let's go into today's topic.
yes.
Okay.
All right. So we're talking about trading up,
Or down.
down, side to side.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, let's talk about why do people trade up. Oh, and before we say that, let's talk about what is trading up, like explicitly. What
Right.
is that? Tristan?
It can look like a number of things. It can be you now are pregnant with triplets and now you need a bigger house.
Right.
I just went deep into that.
That's
That was
diverse.
just- I just
That's
went
I
diverse.
was really
to the
saying
scenario.
trading. Yeah. Basically, trading up is leaving the current home that you own and selling it and going to either a bigger home,
Yeah. Or a smaller
downsizing,
home.
Trading down. you're
Yep.
going
Or a home to
smaller
a
home.
condo.
or a
Yes,
home to a
you-
condo.
yes,
It's
so-
basically figuring out how to get out of your current situation
Yes.
into a new situation. And I think a lot of sellers who own property, sometimes you have such great interest rate.
Yeah.
Yes.
The prices of houses are so much different than when you bought your house, and you're kind of stumped on how to go out of it, like how to get out of it. You kind of feel
Well,
stuck.
there's always that question.
Yeah.
What comes first, the chicken or the egg? And it's
Right.
like, what comes first, the selling or the buying?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to talk about.
And so we're gonna talk about all that. Like, does it, all the stumps? But let's talk about also the reasons why people want to trade up, down, side to side.
I mean, if you're downsizing, it could be death, divorce, or just downsizing up or down. Death, divorce, diamonds, you're getting married, diapers, like you just mentioned, you're having children, diplomas. Sometimes kids are graduating, going to a different school.
Empty
that may
nesting,
require them to move to a different state.
Yep.
Relocation, right?
Wait, where's all the? You went to R. We were on D's, man.
Well, it's
I'm just kidding.
It's de-relocation. This is how it's de-relocation. What else?
But all the
All of the things.
De-relocation.
Yeah. So, that's literally how it was put, like D-relocation.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not really a D, but okay, we'll
But
take
okay,
it.
we'll
take
make it. We're gonna make it
Take
work.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
Yeah.
valid reason.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why people
Yeah.
move. So now the question, like Tristan said, like what comes first? Do you sell? Do you buy first?
It's situational, isn't it?
It is situational.
Right.
There are financial reasons why people choose to do one way versus the other.
Right.
There are personal reasons why people choose one way versus the other.
Yes.
Yes.
I've had clients that are like, we just want to be gone. I don't want to be in this house when people are, when we're selling
Looking
it.
at
And
it,
we have
yeah.
too much stuff. Like, I don't want to have to worry about decluttering and getting it ready every time. I just want to, it's for ease for some
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Even with the showings.
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah,
all of that.
it can be
Yeah.
a lot. It can be
Yeah.
cumbersome, especially if you have kids.
Yes.
You have a lot of
Right.
moving parts.
That's right. You got to keep the
Having
house
your-
together.
yeah, you got to
at
keep
all
the house
time.
all
It has to look
times.
like a model
Yeah.
home. Like that's hard having children.
But sometimes you don't have that luxury.
Yeah,
You
right.
need
because let's
that-
be clear, that's a luxury. That's
It
a
is.
privilege.
It
being
is.
able to buy the new house without selling the first house is a privilege.
Yeah.
That a lot of people don't have. And so if you don't have that option, then
What do you do?
I was looking at Tristan.
No, I'm just kidding. You come up, you have a plan.
Right.
You can sell first, and you can actually do it simultaneously.
Yes.
A lot of times people think it is the hardest thing in the world,
not,
but you really have to have a plan. You have to know the stats. You have to know the house may be on the market XYZ, but then you need to have a new house under contract by XYZ.
Right.
It is it's a dance,
It is
but
a
it is
dance.
It can be
absolutely
done.
doable. We've all done it so
Yes.
many
Yes.
times with clients
Yes,
where,
that's correct.
Double closing.
double closing, same day
Same
closings.
day closings.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you kind of, you have to, like you said, it's a perfect dance. You know,
Yeah.
you have to be able to, what is it, merengue?
Yes.
You know, you have to be able to dance with the whole process, but it can be done.
I had a client once, and this was back in like COVID when things were going off the market quickly.
Right.
And she was like, I'm thinking about selling. Maybe I'll renovate. So we sat down. We had a whole, like, this is what XYZ looks like. This is what all the scenarios look like. And then 2 days later, she went and like looked at houses and looked at a neighborhood, and she's like, this is the neighborhood I want to be at. And then we went and saw houses because I was like, let's just get an idea.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I think you need to do
Yeah.
first before you sell, before you decide to buy, is go out and get a feel and start knowing what it is you like, because you're going to need to have that tailored down a lot more when you're buying and selling at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She came back and was like, okay, we found the house. Let's put in an offer. And I was like, we haven't even taken pictures of your house.
Of your house? We haven't
listed your
listed
house. But there were multiple offers. They wanted it. So we wrote an offer. And then I went into like crazy mode because I was like, I have basically 7 days, this due diligence.
To get her house
That was our
listed.
plan, was we got her house under contract. I have 7 days to get this house under, because you couldn't write it contingent upon
No,
the
you
sale at
can't
that
do
Not
that.
time.
during that time.
I literally had 7 days to get her house on the market, pictures taken, under contract, so that we didn't have to back out during due diligence on her other home. And she was just like, okay, we're going to do it. And we did it.
Period.
And it's because you have to know the market as the agent.
Right.
You have to know what you're getting into, and
Yeah.
all of those dates, keeping those important, and like what your time frames are.
Yep.
And it worked out. And that has happened multiple times. So you can.
You can.
But you can also now, with today's market,
Right.
you can write an offer contingent upon a sale.
Yes.
Correct.
Which does feel a lot better.
It does.
And it doesn't feel like this craziness.
Yeah.
Overwhelming.
Overwhelming for people. So
yeah.
you can do that.
Yep. So, does any? I think we kind of need to break that down.
Yeah.
Contingent upon a sale.
So-
for the people in the back.
Yeah.
I would call the agent first.
Yeah.
Just to let her know what type of offer that I'm going to submit. Like, my client's house is on the market. They like this house. They want to move forward with it.
Yep.
But it's contingent upon them selling their current home.
Right.
Talk to them about the type of activity that we're getting on the home. We do think that, possibly that we'll get this house under contract. But
And this is the difference between some agents. Sorry to cut you off.
no,
is
no, it's
you
fine.
have that conversation.
Correct.
Because if you just, and I've received ones where it's just like, here, contingent upon sale. I'm like, whoa. Like, are we waiting 6 months?
What are we
like,
doing?
We
Right.
understand the situation. We want to help.
Right.
We haven't even had a conversation about this. So the fact
You
that
haven't set the tone
you-
yet.
yes,
Set the
your
tone.
agent needs to have the conversation, talk
Yeah.
about all the details. Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
we have buyers that are coming back for a second time, whatever the case may be. Make them feel more comfortable about your client's
Yeah.
offer. So
correct.
sorry,
No,
go
you're
ahead.
right. You're right.
Great.
Because I think that's starting the relationship with the
It
agent.
is.
Yeah.
Cultivating the relationship. I don't want to just submit an offer. I want to call you, talk about it, get a feel for where you are, where your
Yep.
clients are. And
Yep.
I think that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's no secrets and there's no surprises.
No.
And
Yeah.
it
We're
just
working
kind of
as a-
keeps everybody happy.
Well, and I think it's important, as we're talking about contingent upon sales, there's a kick-out clause and a non-kick-out
Yes.
clause.
Right.
I've never seen anyone,
Actually use it.
I actually have.
You have?
I've
Okay.
used it. But I've never seen anyone say, okay, we'll take it with no kick out clause. Like everyone's going to want that. And what that means is you're writing this offer. It's contingent upon the sale of your house,
Right.
but the seller gets to continue to market the property. And so it's a win-win for everyone.
Yes.
You are getting the chance at this house before you even sold yours.
You have first dibs. Yeah.
But the seller doesn't feel like they're taking their house off the market and 30 days later your house hasn't sold and they've lost all this
30
time.
days.
Right.
Yeah.
So yes, we are here to represent the buyers, but it's important that we present a win-win in this scenario because most sellers would say no.
Right.
No, I'm not doing that. So the kick out clause says you can continue to market your property.
Right.
If you get an offer that is competitive with ours, we have 48 hours to make a decision to say, okay, we back out,
Yep.
we give up,
Yeah.
or say, all right, we don't want to lose this. Let's get rid of our kick out clause. Maybe at that point you're a weekend and you've gotten an offer on your home, so you feel comfortable taking out the kick
Yeah.
out clause. So there are parts of the
Yeah.
contingent upon sale.
Yeah. So they get the first right of refusal
Yeah.
within that 48
Yeah.
Yeah.
hour time frame.
Yep.
Yeah.
So basically there are three ways. You can buy and then sell, which isn't, everyone can't do that.
Right.
You can do it simultaneously,
Right. with the
or
mortgage.
you can sell first.
And
And
then
then-
be homeless.
and be homeless.
Yes, or
Until
just
you
have
find
a
another
plan.
one.
Yes,
Or
you
just
can be
have a
homeless.
plan.
Yep.
So like
Yes.
Rent.
you can
You can rent. Some
You-
people do.
Yeah.
Some people do. They'll
They
take
stay
like a
with family
gap.
because they're
They
like,
do.
we know we want to buy.
Right.
Let's just go ahead and get rid of the hard part, selling. And
Selling.
then we don't feel this pressure to buy anything immediately. We can take our time. We can Airbnb. We can
Yes.
rent
Yes.
from friends that
Stay
are
with
yes,
family.
Yeah, there's nothing
all the
wrong
things.
with that.
Travel, take a gap year.
Right. Yes.
You know,
You've got
sometimes
options.
you got options,
Yeah.
Yes.
but that is another way that you can essentially do it is just sell the house. Just
Yes.
sell the house.
Sell it.
Period. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Now let's talk about a little financing because, of course, when we do these type of things, you got to kind of have. That's really the first thing that you got to kind of sort out in your brain is how are you going to finance
Yeah.
this move, this trade up, right,
Right.
down or sideways. And so one of the ways you can do it when you're doing this thing that we're talking about here, trading up
Trading up or down.
or down, is a bridge loan
Yes.
right? And so the bridge loan basically helps you get the down payment for the new house by taking the equity out of your old house, right? And then when you end up selling the old house, you can use that money to pay off that loan.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
So that's a really good way to do it. And that gives you the luxury
Yes.
of being able to, you know, buy first and then sell later.
Right.
Right. So you get to have like the best of both worlds.
Yes.
And again, this is something you would essentially have to qualify for the current mortgage that you have, the bridge loan, the amount that you're going to take out for the down payment, and then the new mortgage for the new house. So that's why we say it's a privilege because it does require you to have a really strong financial,
Yeah.
you know, ground standing on. So, I hope this is helpful.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
trade up. Don't get stuck. The point is, don't get stuck.
There are ways.
There
and
are
there's
ways.
several ways.
Yeah, there are ways. Talk to us, DM us, question us, whatever. All right, let's get some questions from the audience. Tamika.
All right, guys. So Troy asked, is it a great time to sell my home during the holiday season? I mean, I think it's a great time for you to sell during the holiday season because you don't have as much competition during the holiday season. I think that if buyers are looking to purchase during the holiday season, they really have a need to move. You know what I'm saying? Because who really wants to move during the holiday season?
So you're probably getting more serious
So you get more-
buyers.
you get more serious buyers. You have less competition. I mean, what do you guys?
The buyers
So
come out.
The buyers
do.
come out, but I think. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say. I think I'm kind of torn on that. I think if you don't have to sell,
Right.
wait.
Right.
Wait until the spring. Wait until the people are outside. Because right now we're all hibernating. You know what I'm saying? Generally speaking, and there's not a lot of people who would. If you're moving during this time, there's a dire situation, right? But otherwise, people are really going to sit back and take their time and move slowly. We all slowing down. We already said we turning off the phone.
But you got more competition in the spring. It's not
So,
friend.
but as a seller, he said is it a good time? Did he say it was a good time to sell or buy? What was he
Sell,
doing? Yeah. So
sell,
as
sell.
a seller, you
Then-
want all that spring competition. You want all the heat. I want all the heat. Come.
But
But
the buyers come outside
They do.
during the holidays.
They
because
do.
have more time off work.
That's
They have
right.
more time to look. They're taking their vacation time that
That's
they
true.
didn't. They had a goal in January.
but you think they coming out more than the spring?
I think every year I'm like, I'm gonna enjoy the holidays and like, but it gets busy. They do come out. I think don't not necessarily list if you need to.
Correct.
Don't force yourself not to because you think the holidays will. Every scenario is different, as we always
Yeah.
say, but
Yes.
they come out.
They do.
They come
I
out.
mean, we be selling, but you know,
They're selling right now. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
working with buyers
I
right
think-
now.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the answer, Troy.
So, yes, Troy.
I
The
think
answer is yes. It's okay for you to list your home during the holiday season.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Analyze the statistics. See what it
and
looked
look
like last
at-
year. That's what your agent's going to do. Not just be like, yes,
Yes.
I need some Christmas money, so let
No,
me sell your
that's what you
house.
don't do.
Yes.
No. Yeah.
A good agent's going to say, ooh, last year this time, this is what the
days
stats
on market
look like.
were
Exactly.
Be prepared for this,
Yeah.
or the other way. So it's all about analyzing
Right.
every market, every scenario, each house, all
Yeah.
of that.
Okay, Troy, I hope you can take from that what you need, okay? Because you see the room was kind of torn up. It was torn up, Troy. Tristan, what you got?
Yes. Ryan asked, Ryan, is that my husband?
It might
it
be.
could be.
Ryan, don't be
Why?
sliding in the DMs. You already got her.
Ryan asked, do you think I should wait for interest rates to go down in order to buy?
On the count of three.
No.
1, 2, 3. Oh.
Do it again. On the count
On the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
No.
Not necessarily. Nobody knows when these interest rates are going to go down. Here's the
We
thing.
did know we wouldn't be here talking. Look.
At the beginning of the year, we listen to all these podcasts about what's the year, what's
Yes.
2024 going to bring
Right.
in January. And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, rates are going to drop. It's the year of the fives, 5% equity, 5% rates, 5% this. The feds are dropping the rates. They're doing a rate drop. And then people are waiting and not breathing. And then nothing happens. The rates don't change. Nobody knows. Everyone's, they're using stats. They're thinking they know. But rates never got into the fives this year. I don't remember. If they did, it was for like a day.
Maybe for
And
a day.
people that
I
were
don't even
waiting
know.
for that have missed out on this year's equity potentially.
That's right.
Don't make that be your deciding factor.
No.
Is
Yeah.
what I have to say.
Marry the house, date the rate. You can
Yeah.
always refinance.
Yeah.
Just know that.
And what we do know is happening, at least in our market in
Yeah.
Atlanta, is prices are going up.
They are.
I love a rate buy down for scenarios
Yeah.
like this.
Absolutely.
We know rates in some time, hopefully. I said we know, but I just said we don't know. We would like to think in the next 2 or 3 years they will be less than 7.
Yeah. Right.
So get yourself a buy down. Buy down the rate to 3% below where it is now, so
Right.
7.654. Get a 4% rate, then it goes to 5. By the time it gets to 7, either it's going to be at 7 no matter what, and so
Right.
you're already there,
Yeah.
and nothing changed.
Yeah.
But you now have a house that you've had for 3 years.
With equity.
Or at some point in those 3 years during your buy down, you refinance, the rates have dropped, like it makes sense. So don't make that be the reason
Right.
you don't. There are ways to avoid the high rates right now
Yes.
and still be able to take advantage whenever they do drop.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I was saying, is, the prices are just going to continue to climb in our market. So we could be wasting
Atlanta.
time in
We've got a
Atlanta.
lot of room.
We could be wasting time watching the rates. Meanwhile, the price is just getting more and more expensive for you.
Yeah.
And the higher the rate is matched with the price is the less that you're going to be able to afford.
And we know this.
Yeah.
Altogether, when rates drop, you are going to be up against how many
everybody
people?
and their mama.
Everybody.
Everyone.
And so you have to choose between taking the higher rate now, but maybe not having to bid 25,000 over ask
Over,
price,
right.
or giving up things, or
Getting
trying
more.
to bid people.
You might get more
Take that
closing
higher rate,
costs.
which you can
Yeah.
change, but you can't change having to bid 25,000 and not having a due diligence, which we never suggest. But
Right.
those are the types of things that people do. So there's a balancing act, and you have to choose what pick your poison.
Yeah.
The red pill, the blue pill.
Right. And what we do know is renting has zero equity.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah.
So the time that you're dragging your feet renting, that money's going nowhere. It's going down the drain.
Yeah.
And you could have been putting that into your mortgage, even if the rate was a little bit higher. So
So Ryan, you don't have to wait. Come up with alternatives
Yeah.
that maybe work for you. Speak about it with your agent and your lender.
Yep.
There's lots of options.
Yep.
All right. Well, that wraps it up for us today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you're able to take something from this, share it with a friend.
Yes.
Share it with family. Please don't don't forget to like, subscribe, and share on YouTube. But also, please leave us a good review on Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts at. Thank you so much again for joining us. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Thank you.